Welcome to Getting Down to Business, our monthly episode where we cut out all the chit-chat and preamble and get right down to business.
And that's exactly what we're about to do, so stay tuned.
All right, welcome to another episode of Getting Down to Business with Meet Us on Main Street podcast. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Tia.
On this month's episode of Getting Down to Business, we have the owners of both Harley's Gourmet Popcorn and Cider Shoppe, which is our sponsor for virtual movie nights if you are a listener of Meet Us on Main Street, but also the owners of Cause and Purpose in Downtown Dunedin. Clay and Lisa, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. How are you guys today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, well, we'll get into it. How about you tell us a little bit about your business? And we're going to start off with Harley's first. Do a little synopsis.
Okay. Well, for Harley's, it's boy, where to begin, right? It's Lisa and I have known each other for years. Worked at a company previously together, so we knew each other pretty well. And as far as starting Harley's, it really just kind of an idea came to. Actually, I was out in the mountains of Colorado and trying to think of something new to do, and we both have a little bit of a culinary background. And with that, I was out eating one day and looking at coffee shops. I thought, oh, a coffee shop would be cool. Yeah, that's neat. But there's so many of them. And in Florida, that probably wouldn't, although it does, it's not the same as being in cold weather and having one.
Right.
True.
And
We're all about iced.
Right. So we wanted something you could flavor. And actually, I went to a popcorn shop out there and I was like, oh, it's all these candied, heavy coated type of things. And it was just, like, why don't they make a fancy gourmet one with really neat flavors, unusual things. And kept thinking about it. And eventually it's like, well, we have the background, we know what to do to it. Yeah, let's just make it a gourmet popcorn, a real place. And thought about it for a long time. It's like, okay, what would you do? What flavors could you really do? And I was very lofty in the beginning with like duck l'orange and flavors like that.
We still have the recipe.
Yeah, we do. Actually.
Oh,
there you go. Specialty.
Right. But then it's like, okay, I want to do that. Pretty much have some savory and some sweet, kind of nail down most of that. And then for drinks, wasn't going to do any. I didn't want to have sodas and that kind of thing. And I didn't want to get too hardcore into some natural drink or your own creation, something crazy. I'm like, I'll just have water.
Just water.
Right. But then
popcorn and water.
Yeah.
That's so. And I was messing around. I was like, what would be good in the summer and also in winter? I mean, I was out in Colorado at the time. It's like, something nice and warm. I love glue wine and that type of thing, hot ciders and stuff. It's like, well, that would be really good. But in summer, in Florida, that would be a little heavy. So it's like, oh man, if you could mix it with like something good and refreshing, like lemonade or something. And then thought about it some more. I was like, well, there isn't anything like that. So did a lot of research and looked around, and then became like, oh, like a cider lemonade, and you could just tweak it a little bit to where it'd be good for summer and winter. And actually one evening, literally got way too scientific about it and had in the kitchen cups set up across the whole place with this much versus this much, the whole. And eventually got to a flavor I thought was good. And so like, all right, that's it. It'll be a cider shop and popcorn, gourmet popcorn, and wanted to do something else too. I don't want it to look like a candy store again. So like, let's give it some character. Like, what about an old like cider mill type place? And I was thinking of Vermont, New England, and the white birch and that type of thing. So eventually, it just kind of came together of using the birch wood and the old cider shop, and we built the decor inside the place to kind of match that. And
yeah, I love it.
And the homespun, and it just kind of came to being.
Nice.
I really do appreciate that you have perfected the flavored popcorn, because you're right, because those like tins that popcorn used to come in, people would always be like, oh, these are such great popcorns, but I always thought they're like super sugary and like they get stuck to your teeth and stuff like, but your guys have like the perfect style of popcorn. It doesn't ever get stuck in my teeth, which I appreciate. So.
And I love that you guys also have the different like party packs, like the movie night one, the different layers, like the stand, super cute. So if people
Right.
want to do a movie party or, you know, for a movie night of some sort, well, virtual movie night. I don't know why we haven't thought to do that setup, Tia. We need to buy one of those for next virtual movie night.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the little movie stand would be perfect. Right.
Oh, there you go.
Or a
And
dinosaur.
encouraged everyone else to get a
Yes,
group
the
together
dinosaur.
and watch it too.
No, the mermaid
I like
one's
that.
pretty cute too.
We can
I
watch
don't know.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, I haven't seen the
Perfect.
mermaid one yet. I'll have
Little
to check it out
Mermaid.
next
Look at
time
this.
I'm in.
We could do it with movies too. We can coordinate with what movie we do with
Perfect.
which box. Little Mermaid,
Yep.
dinosaurs,
there we go.
Jurassic Park. We got a new series coming up this fall, guys.
So tell us about the name Harleys. Clay, there's a story behind it. Am I right?
Yes. So trying to mix the being creative and doing things, and of course we have our corporate backgrounds too, so we were trying to think of name, but overthought it a lot, and I was wanting something to be really unique and stand out. I didn't want it to have popcorn in the name because there's a lot of places out there like that. And in fact, getting back to the previous thing too, I ordered popcorn from all over the country and went and visited places all over the country too to see what they were doing to make sure that we were different from that. So for the name, wanted something different. Didn't want popcorn, popcorn copia or some other whatever, with that in the name. So I wanted it to be unique, like Fuddruckers. Remember Fuddruckers burgers?
Yes, I used to love Fuddruckers.
I love that name.
Just some weird Fuddruckers or something, and there's a Garrett's popcorn up in Chicago, and so I wanted to be one name. I wanted to be not too cheesy and not, what is that name? I don't know what it was. And I knew the font and everything. We wanted to be just perfect. And
Overthought that a lot too.
right. and then just one day because I just thought, the name Harley. My daughter is named Harley, and she loves popcorn. And when I came up with this idea, she was 7 or something, 8, something like that. I was like, Harleys, and for a moment I could kind of see it written. And I'm like, oh, I want that little fancy font to it, and just it just has that ring to it that just sounds like a neat kind of name. And then I'm like, oh, that's Dad talking now. So
that's when Lisa came in and was like, okay, I'm the objective party.
Right. That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. And it was like, I think it really works.
It does.
And it just seems like it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it. But
It
we
just
don't want
flows
it
off
needs
the
the
tongue
whole
too.
second line. The gourmet popcorn and cider shop. So we wanted the whole thing
Yes.
in there.
It makes it sound all old timey, which I love.
Right.
And it's spelled Shoppe, you notice, right?
Yeah.
S-O-H-O-P-E.
Mhm. Oh,
Just
we
a
know.
Shoppe.
We know.
Shoppe.
So-
Fancy.
And so it came to be, and it wasn't just Dad talking. It was a good idea, we think.
Mhm.
No.
I think
Agreed.
so too.
So tell us a little bit about the popcorn making process. You don't have to give any of your secrets away, but
Yeah, we would tell you, but we'd have to kill you.
Wait, afterwards, yeah.
Right.
understandable. And all of our listeners too. So we don't want to do that.
Right.
Right. Yeah, there's several ways of doing the popcorn, which was interesting. I wanted to overanalyze that too and make sure I was doing it proper way. And how to
See a
do it.
pattern here?
I do. Yeah. Good thing you're there, Lisa. Like,
Yeah.
I try to rein them back in.
Information is power. Too much information is debilitating.
yeah.
Good story.
So anyway, we learned how to do it, and then of course there's ways where you can just buy stuff from a certain vendor and just coat the popcorn and be done with it. But we had to have that extra edge to it. And so through all the experimenting, and I'd been advised by several places, you just have to experiment and see what works and what doesn't. I'm like, well, yeah, give me a starting point. What is can't just start from zero. But I pretty much did. But we learned that at different times when you put the ingredients in, it really makes a difference, which is really bizarre. even for like a caramel corn, you just think, well, you just make it. That's it. But at certain points in the process of the coating and certain times of the tumbling and everything else, it changes the flavor. So when we experiment with all the flavors, we would go through 4 or 5 versions of each one until we found one that really worked. And there's a few good examples of that. Our Bloody Mary and pickle popcorn.
Good one.
Got it to where you taste the Bloody Mary and the spices and the tomato at the beginning, then the pickle just kind of comes at the end, which was really neat.
Yeah.
There was several versions of that as well. And another is the Nashville hot chicken, which has a really, if you've ever had that dish.
That's a favorite on virtual movie night by
Yeah.
all 3 of our.
Come on in. We have we have a special guest.
Hi.
This is Rick, Lisa's husband, our 3rd partner. He's the
Hi,
one that
Rick.
has to put up with us
Welcome
the
to
most.
Meet Us on Main Street.
Thank you for having us.
So, Rick,
So
while
anyway,
we have you in the shot before you run off, I did want to ask, since I'm going to be asking them next, what's your favorite popcorn flavor?
I'm a big fan of the smoked maple bacon. We grind real bacon into it.
Different times when you put the ingredients in there, it really changes it. It's pretty crazy.
For special events, we can do a color of popcorn to match the bride's colors or whatever. We've done that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I love that. Throw
Yeah.
popcorn too instead of rice. You can do
right.
that. Colored
We've
stuff.
done quite a few weddings actually, yeah. But it's a lot of fun. We enjoy making all the different flavors, and we try to rotate and have some seasonal things. You guys are aware of, I'm sure, but
Yes, I
Yep.
see unicorn.
yeah, the
We
obvious
just had the
is-
unicorn.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And like at
Delicious.
Thanksgiving, of course, we have to have a spiced pumpkin pie flavor, but it's all the real ingredients, so it's really good. I gotta say, it's neat.
And turkey and stuffing.
And the turkey and stuffing is very unusual, but that's
It's good.
I
yeah.
didn't try that one, but that sounds interesting.
Next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then of course in Christmas time we have the gingerbread cookie and
Chocolate peppermint.
chocolate peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's
have-
strawberry dipped chocolate.
That one was really good.
Chocolate dipped strawberry. Yeah, it's one of those.
Same difference. Yeah. So your job is just completely awful with having to try all these flavors out.
Yeah, do you ever get
constantly all
tired
day
of popcorn?
awesome
Not yet.
but it's different flavors each time.
there are
so
days.
That's
it's
true.
nice.
There are
Yeah.
days, yeah.
We just switch flavors and that usually helps.
Right.
So what is your favorite flavor that we already heard from Rick, but what about you, Clay, and you, Lisa?
For the savories, I really do like the beer pretzel. That just has a neat flavor to it.
That's
And then for the sweets, I'm not big into the sweets, but salted caramel. I mean, it's the most popular one we have, so it's kind of but I like the Nashville hot. I think it's just the neatest, funkiest.
Well, it's so different.
Right.
It is very different.
And it's the best of both worlds because it's
Right.
got your spicy and it's got your sweet. So you get everything.
Right. That's the sweet keeps me going back for more.
So
Mhm.
what's your favorite flavor, Lisa?
Right now, probably couch potato.
Mm.
No couches, no potatoes,
Right.
but good savory flavor.
What was yours, Stacy? I can't remember. Is yours the drunken,
Mine is the
drunken crab?
drunken crab.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we want to bring that back for
Oh,
summer.
that one is so good. I mean, I have made myself sick eating the entire bag before. I try to stop eating it, but I can't. My hand just keeps going back in the bag.
Like a crab.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
crab claw keeps going back. And it's because it has that same thing, the sweet and the savory.
Good example of when you put the ingredients
Right.
in, of when the flavor comes out. So it's really interesting.
And you guys are always so great with the samples too.
I know.
Well, you have to.
It's
And
so
we
generous.
debated about that a while too. We weren't like, God, we give samples to everybody. But if you don't know, that's the only way to do it.
Right. You have
And you
to.
never
Mhm.
believe that they
Half-
taste like
half
they
the fun.
taste.
That's true.
And it's better than trying to have a return policy and be like, you just tried this,
Yeah.
buddy. You're not returning this bag of popcorn now. I don't think so.
But everyone gets pretty addicted to it, so as you guys
Mhm.
know. So it
Mhm.
works for us. We like it. And that's the, with anything, the bottom line is the quality of the product. It really is. And I use the old Southern adage of, the secret recipe of the Southern cooks of, well, I put my finger in the pot to stir it, and that's what made it, and it's an analogy to being part of the process of really paying attention and knowing when to add a little something or take away. You can look at it, and we're to the point now where we can look at the popcorn, the color, everything, and know if it's right.
Yeah,
It's
you really pick up on all the different little nuances.
You've
right.
definitely perfected popcorn.
thank you.
For sure. Gourmet popcorn.
Right. Exactly.
So we're gonna switch topics to your other venture in just a moment, but Tia has our favorite question for you next.
So where would you time travel to if it were possible?
The obvious answer of the day before the $1.5 billion lottery draw.
Surprisingly,
Number
no one
one.
has said that yet.
Hey guys, meet us on Main Street here. Stacy and I are all about staying young and beautiful, so we wanted to share with you a salon that we recently discovered to take care of all of our beauty needs.
That's right, Tia. Beauty on Broadway offers everything from the most complex hair treatments like keratin and balayage to advanced permanent makeup for lips, brows, eyeliner, and even scalp micropigmentation. The owner, Mary Katz, is a nationally certified and recognized trainer for permanent makeup who holds over 25 certifications from the most prominent artists around the world. So she really knows her stuff.
And everyone who works there are true professionals who make sure their clients get exactly what they want.
You know what else is awesome about them? They do free paramedical tattooing for all breast cancer survivors.
That is awesome. And they were just ranked among the best in the nation for their COVID-19 procedures. So you have a clean and safe space to go get away from the world and just let loose.
You guys seriously need to go check them out. Visit their website for more information and to make your appointment today at beautyonbroadway.salon. So guys, tell us a little bit about Cause and Purpose.
That's one where we were sitting around with too much time on our hands one day, weeks, no, it was right when COVID was really kicking in, actually. We had thought about
Just
it before.
maybe.
Yeah. But we had noticed that there were a lot of it seemed that not just retail store, but everyone everywhere has a philanthropy or some sort of charitable cause they work with.
Everybody has a cause.
Yeah, Amazon now asks you to contribute.
Right, you can
stuff.
choose all those different from all those causes.
And the ones that give socks or shoes or, and not to mention all of the Feeding America and all of the hunger things, which we do at Harley's, and monthly donors for Feeding America there too. But we just had the idea of looking and shopping, and you go to some place, and what if everything in the store, the vendors that provided it gave to their own charities, had their charitable causes they gave to, or were at least eco-conscious or small independent artisans, craftsmen, things like that. Then we would give too, because we wanted to give back even more, and we would have our own causes that we'd give a percentage to, local and national and global. But then it would kind of like compound on each other, and each purchase would wind up helping 5, 6, 7 causes. So instead of having to pick, I want to do more than just give to the free pair of socks or the
Right, I want to do more than just help the Rainforest Trust. I want to
right,
help
or the
more
pets
than
or whatnot. So we started looking into it and found a few places that did that. We're like, well, what if we did a whole store of that? And it just seems like a no-brainer that everyone would want to go there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so we kept looking it up, and then we were the same process. Oh, what name? It needs to be an appropriate name. We don't want it just to be.
It has to be 2 names.
Always the names. It's always the hardest.
And then we were kind of noticing, why is everything 2 names? It's like Warby Parker, Dean and DeLuca,
Oh, we went on and on.
Jack and Jill. Just
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch. It's everything. So
We overthought that a lot.
Neiman Marcus. We could go on. I'm sure you understand.
Edgewater Creative.
Yeah.
So it had to be 2 words.
Mhm.
So it's like Clay and Lisa didn't really have a ring to it.
No, we didn't think people would go for that.
Right.
And her husband Rick's like, you guys are on your own. Go ahead. I don't
No,
care.
I'm just talking popcorn.
Yeah. Right. And so what we're doing, you want it to have a purpose of what it's doing and a
And-
cause that it's supporting. And but yeah, it's like a cause and purpose. Wait.
That's,
Wait. Cause and purpose.
Light bulb. Boom, boom.
there might have
boom.
been a bottle of wine involved in that conversation.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
That's when the best ideas come.
from what? Yep.
That's it. And then, of course, it got to the details again of the font and the style. And we wanted a plumeria in the middle because that was the,
Hawaiian
for
for hope.
hope and generosity. So we went through all that. And then we just started these, because when you go shopping with our little tag phrase there, mindful shopping, that just seemed, again, natural that, it's mindful. When you're shopping, you're doing it and it's helping.
You're doing your part.
Multiple things at once. I mean, so then the key was just finding the right, vendors and places to source the inventory and what kind of inventory. I mean, we wanted to have a good smattering of different things. Not going to be just a clothes shop, not going to be, I don't know, outdoor stuff, or it had to be a good mix of things. And with the COVID, we were able to have a couple of months of couldn't have Harleys open for a while. So we just thought of more and more ideas and
Overthought those ideas.
more and more bottles of wine. And and eventually it came up. And then we decided, what we wanted the look of the place to be. The space came available, but happens to be next door to Harley's. So folks in Dunedin,
Sign.
Jane, and she retired. And so we had a chance for this store and like, well, let's do it. So we came in and completely remodeled, redid, put in the wood floors, the ceiling, fixtures, did everything, built our displays are really unique in here, and decided to go for it.
With your inventory that you were talking about, you ended up with a kind of a good smattering of all different stuff of, gifts that people can go do their shopping with. Mother's Day coming up. They might want to stop in and buy their mothers a gift that will benefit a local cause.
Absolutely.
Wow. Or if you're looking for some bachelorette party stuff, I found the secret room that they have in there too, filled with their naughty items that they have.
Oh,
a lot of fun things.
Well,
I missed this. I need to go back.
Few items we saw that were a little saucy, and we didn't want them exposed to folks that came home with kids and stuff. I mean, it's not as bad as Spencer's, but
Right.
No.
but it's a little. It was like an old dressing room that we kind of made the not suitable for
Not
everyone.
suitable for everyone. So
Right.
you can choose to go in
So at
or
least
not.
you can go and do that.
So how do you decide which charities to donate? So does it change often every month? Is it the vendors that get to pick? So what's that kind of look like?
Well, a lot of it is the vendors. I mean, we tried to be good about finding
Middle of the road charities that aren't going to cause
too much controversy
Right.
either way. Just I mean, there's some basic Doctors Without Borders is one,
Great one.
which is everyone knows what they do.
Feeding America.
Feeding America,
Mhm.
the Gary Sinise for the veterans, his foundation.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And for the local ones, of course, we have Dunedin Cares
Mhm.
and Clearwater,
Marine Aquarium.
the Suncoast Animal
Suncoast
League.
Animal, yeah.
Mhm.
And so there's a lot of those. In fact, we have a list in the front of the store for those who want to see, currently who they all are. And we try to list all the vendors, but if we do change some, it gets a little, but that list is 18, 20
Oh yeah.
different charities from all the products in the store and us that it helps. So it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's fantastic.
But it's nice. I mean, you're giving instead of just once, you're really
Right.
helping a lot.
So you're buying
Yeah.
a gift for somebody or for yourself, and then you're helping 5 to 7 other charitable causes.
Mhm. I love that idea. I've never heard of anything like that before, so I
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
And it
Same.
seems so appropriate for today. Just,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. So, do you guys have any future plans for either of your businesses that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, let's just do more right now, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's just
I mean, we
franchising someone else
definitely-
does it.
More is better, right?
There
we
you
see
go.
places that would, these concepts, both of them, would do really well.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
and this, we just happen to be in Dunedin and try it here. And it's, on the grand scale of things, kind of a smaller market, if you will. But,
Mhm.
you know, we want to be really successful first and concentrate on these. And then, you know, what's supposed to be will be. And
Mhm.
it's so true. You do what you want to do and what you love, everything else will follow and fall in place. And
Yep.
that's been the case in some of our past experiences, successes. So we really hope it continues with this too. And
Absolutely.
Yep.
the focus now is just making sure this is good, quality, and done right.
Mhm.
So no third business being built on the other side of you in the next couple months.
That is a running joke. Everybody comes
Everybody
in,
asks.
well, the store's available. Don't let them know. They'll come up
Yeah.
with something else.
You're going to end up taking over that whole block.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, not that we haven't thought of other ideas while we're here,
Right.
which is really frightening for everybody.
So how can somebody find your business and or contact you guys?
Really easy. We're in that first block of Main Street in downtown Dunedin. So 314 and 316.
Or Facebook and Instagram.
Well, the website, harleyspopcorn.com, that's up and running. shopcauseandpurpose.com.
Thank you so much,
okay.
guys. So we really appreciate you being on the show with us today.